compadres. My name's Thew, and I regret to inform you we're back on the collabs. Cower before the bunger of Transformers X Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Party Wallop. Now, this is a toy that gave me some doubts, like right from minute one. Firstly, the initial promo shots did it zero favors, looking all baggy and scratty and daft. Two, I didn't understand who the character was, or how one toy could possibly do the job of representing a franchise whose mascot character is four mascot characters. And D, let's face it, the collab toys are about as hit and miss as it gets out there. The game plan is so nakedly to just license every IP that could possibly appeal to 80s kids and or toy purchase pro nerds and make it robot. And the results are all so wildly different that it's never felt like there was any sort of unified toy philosophy. Ergo, no consistency in the product. Sometimes they're recycled molds, sometimes they're obviously salvaged, unproduced mainline designs, sometimes they're whole cloth fresh, and frequently they're bad. It's impossible to know how it's gonna go. But this, my party dudes, is a redemption story. And spoilers, I love him. Now, I don't think I need to intro the Ninja Turtles, do I? You know who they are. And I made a video about them not that long ago, so let's just watch that one. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles if you're from a country that thinks you're a Mel, has gotta be one of the more beloved 1980s toy-centric franchises that it's still kind of okay to think is cool as a grown-ass adult. Backflipping and shell-kicking through 30 whatever years of weirdos and pizzas. Yeah, I nailed it. And inevitably, their TF collab toy plays the nostalgia card immediately, rocking up in an enormous blister bubble littered with OG 80s soft lad turtle art, old school TF branding, more than a passing resemblance to a plus-size Springer, and a thunderously shit name, Party Wallop. What? I suppose the Turtle Boys are known both to party and to wallop, but there's gotta be a better way. Like, give me an artist name that works as a transformer. Roboticelli, Renoir Path, Munch Counter Munch. But that does bring us neatly to the question of who Party Wallop even is. And the answer seems to be a neutral middle ground robot mode for the party van, which I don't think is going to satisfy anybody. So who do you make the robot turtle? Metalhead? I mean, you could. Ideally, you'd want four bots, like New Age did with their pizzeria set. But what I didn't understand about Party Wallop, what I wasn't ready for, is that he does everything. All four heads, all four weapon types, storage for everything. He's a party in a box, and the box it came in, and I can't wait to unpack it. Let's rock. So I reckon we'll start off in neutral with Walloptimus Party Time himself, looking dashingly default with neither bandana nor belt, so we can focus on the toy it is. He definitely leads with the wallop. Man's an absolute tank, stampeding out of a sewer pipe the size of the Channel Tunnel as a vast Voyager and then some, draped in blatant turtle van chunks that smack more of samurai than ninja, all intimidating shoulder armor and wheel skirts. I mean, picture this tugboat trying to do a backflip. I do love that the van's wacky toyetic roof gives him a visible turtle shell. That's so good. There is a lot of it though, and that headboard's potentially a bit much, but it's so extra that I kind of don't mind it. Check the bonus metal panels brightening up the show, plus flexible floodlights and the twin cannons thrusting skyward, presumably in case he has to fight God. Anyway, the bod's a massive amphibian megalith, sculpted with the signature full-body six-pack, roboed up with pistony greebles, playing off its shameful hollowness with sturdy plastic that feels more than ready for some rigorous ruckus. The head sits surly and necklace cage, rocking a serious two-sided turtle scowl and an almost monstrous dragony snout. The arms are mean and green, but so drenched in kibble that they look like they'd be a shit show to pose. But thanks to some wise jointage, he smartly avoids any shoulder pad scrums. The legs also make the best of it, bringing the hip pads with them rather than leaving them idle to jam things up. The shins are very funny though, blending excellent mechanistic renditions of the familiar two-toed feet with huge swathes of obvious van ass. It's very Turtles and very Transformers, almost like what a collab toy should be. And the only accessory that Wallapalooza can claim as as his own is this shield-cum-breastplate formed inelegantly from the whole front of the turtle van, which you can clasp clumsily onto his arm or bonk it on the bod like an overweight Ironhide. Tough to get past this one. It's the only element of the toy that I haven't found to be surprisingly clever, but it is what it is. Sure ain't what it ain't. Now, the character swap-me-do moment is fun, but it's purely ornamental. It's clearly the same toy wearing a different hat, which all conveniently stash in the depths of the shell. 5 foreheads sharing 4 ports and a noggin, plus this excellent belly button belt badge carousel, which flips open, spins internally, and locks back in with an MRLD circle. Mr. Lardo. So take your pick and add the appropriate stick. Big Lad looks lethal as Leo, whose calm blue composure does not translate to the aura of this beefy battlebot. Good luck making this sensible. And as Leo, he wields the deadliest and coolest of the weapons, which can sheathe tentatively on the shell flank here, or rather more obtrusively on the skirt. Donnie's up next, as per the theme song, his purple providing a Decepticon-y pop, like a bruise against the brightness. Sadly, his bow staff is the biggest, but also the worst looking weapon. It is neat that it folds up for convenience, but those hinges are so brutal it almost looks like a scooter. You can try and style it out with poses, but it never quite hits for me. Similar thing with Big Red Wrath. The bandana looks crazy sick, like Blitzwing's visor, but the Sai are always the pokiest little weapons of the bunch, and with this much bulk on the go, they look comical. They're very prone to popping off the hip rest, and they look so token. Dude, you've got laser cannons on you, and you're gonna get me with those? May as well walk into you. And we round off the amphibian siblings. Amphiblings. With Mecha Michelangelo, whose orange stripe looks mighty natural in there, like a slice of American cheese. And the nunchucks are, a bit silly. They've got my favourite hiding place under the shoulder pads there, but I've never seen a chain work well on an action figure accessory. Megatron's flail, classic example. It only looks cool when they mould it solid in an action pose, like they did with Mutant Mayhem, Mikey. I thought we were learning. They're just gonna wobble and floop about. That is kind of good. Me, Grimlock, know all about wipers. Oh, get ya. Bit of motion doesn't hurt, but it doesn't look cool, does it? So maybe the weapons don't quite slay in practice. I only really like the swords, but the good bit is the fact that he has them. He can wield, wear, or stash absolutely everything. Enough for 4 people. Nothing left rotting in the box. It's a minor revelation of action figure bliss. And it is also tubular. So mutating down this little party vanimal involves a lot of panel crumpling, to the surprise of nobody. It's all panels all day long, like a Friday at TF Nation. Physically, you sort of tuck all the bot bits behind the tum, like Inferno, but there's so many outer yellow panels to align, and I always forget where most of them go. It's one of those ones that looks like crap until the very last moment when everything lines up immaculately all at once. Ah. It worked. That's some deep pan satisfaction. And the alt mode is perfect, isn't it? The Turtle Van is a very silly vehicle that could only have come from a late 80s toy advert show. It looks like a turtle, it says turtles on it, it's got a visible shell and a hungry bumper, and this is a killer toy of it. It sings with an in-your-face attitude and bristles with daft Donatello doodads, cannons cocked and spotlights a go-go, looking balls out bonkers with this mighty sloping roof, which peaks in a giant spoiler, looking like a ski jump. Granted, the delicious butternut chassis is pockmarked with ports, panel lines, and heinous hinges, but it's an absurd enough motor that they kind of don't make a dent. They just clue you in that it's got a radical secret. And sure, it's a little small for a toy in the action figure storage truck genre. You ain't getting anybody inside of it, but it's a decent size for a Transformer. And with the bulk of the stash still secreted within the shell and external solutions for the stragglers, we stay contained and stay winning. But the real sleeper hit is the shell/nose thing here. Like, it's got the logo on it in a shameless meta-breaking shut up it's a toy moment. And if you pop it off, it's a pizza. Brilliant. Dude. So I reckon Big Popper Whopper is probably the most successful collab Transformer to date. I think the reason it works so magically is that TMNT was always a toy franchise, prioritizing play and party time and not letting story logic get in the way of brand recognition. Nice blimp, guys. subtle. So of course a Ninja Turtle Transformer is brilliant. It's a marriage of two behemoths of the toy world, shamelessly baked in the oven of the 80s, coming on a mission to show you a good time, and not simply remind you of the thing that it's from. Not to say Party Wallop ain't a brand cash-in, but it's so proudly a toy, not a collectible. And it feels authentically retro, like something that would have occurred organically in a parallel 1990. Ninja Turtles actually had a go at doing their version of Transformers, and this just feels like the best one of those. So why was I worried it was going to be scratty and daft? It is scratty and daft. That's where joy lives. We're not going for classy, we're eating greasy pizzas in a piss drain. Party Wallop is the rarest of things, a crossover item that represents the best of both parents. And I hate that I kinda wanna get 4 of them. Can't wait for Technodrome Unicron. So, dudes, etc., cheers for watching. Big thanks to Chris over at Rodimus Minor 1987 for generously slinging this thing at me like a ninja star. And indeed, party on. Shall you later. Teenage Mutant patron shout out. Oh man, that was fun. Thank you, team. I just can't help but be in a good mood near this thing. Cheers to everybody who watched and everybody who supports my little channel and such. Anyway, random patron shout outs to Nido76. Nido? Nido 76. You. Thank you. Toodles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Limited appeal, keeping it real.